Y'all, it's Chris Breezy coming back at it with another video. Oh yeah, we got that little Corvette right there. So today we got the CLE 53 AMG, and we're gonna take a little walk around. We're gonna go through some of the features. We're gonna show you some of the things on the outside of the car. We're going to show you the stuff on the inside of the car, and I'm going to show you why this car is the best two-door coupe sports car you can buy in 2026 going into 2027. Alright, so with that being said, I'll be right back and we'll get into it. I thought I'd let y'all hear this real quick.
Results.
Easy. No blinker? SMH, bro. Shaking my head. We are almost at our photo op spot. We got the school bus and the senior bus up here at the same time. That bus driver's about to have a hard time turning around, bro. Nah, he's good. Alright, man, so like I said, y'all, this is the CLE 53 AMG 2024. Right, I got it brand new, basically with 6,000 miles in October. I've had it for a couple months. Right, we're going into June now, right? So this thing is murdered out, bro. This thing is murdered out, bro. All black, 20% tint, right? We got the options, 20-inch rims, right from factory. These are factory wheels. These things look so good, bro. The first things everyone notices, bro. We got the blue tint on here, and this bus is gonna give me a heart attack right now. Careful. But yeah, man. This is why we have high insurance rates in New York, because bus drivers like that. But like I was saying, man, this thing is all black in the factory. What do they call it? What's it called? Obsidian black, right? So it's kind of dirty right now. Y'all really can't tell unless you get up close. But there is really nice metallic flake in here. And this thing, man, especially when it's cold, the burbles are just sound insane on this thing. I want to get the what's it called, Maxton design spoiler, diffuser, rear, well, I forget what those are called, spats, whatever, the side skirts, and the front splitter. But yeah, man, everybody looks at this car. You know, it's not an M4 in terms of handling and speed, but this I think is better, bro. Like, you know, no one has this thing, right? No one has this. So on top of, right, the fact that it's just mafia blacked out Benz swag, right? You know, all the BMW people, you know, that's cool, right? You know, BMW's cool, BMWs are fast, BMWs are fun, but this BMWs ain't this, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? You know, first off, you have the look, right? M440i's and 340i's, they all have the conversion kit, right? There's no conversion for a CLE 400, 450, CLE 300. There's no conversion kit, right? So this is what you get, bruh. This is AMG. This is tuned, right? Tuned AMG. You're like, yeah, bro, it's stock. It's a fucking AMG, right? So it's not stock. CLE 300 is stock. So, you know, this thing's sitting. Great car, man. You know, you can get sideways in this thing. You can still spit on corners. You can turn traction off. You know, it's all-wheel drive, rear-wheel bias. You can do all the fun stuff, bro. You can do all the fun stuff. 443 horsepower, right? And it's just, man, that's just wide, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? That's just wide. So, you know, that's all the outside stuff, right? You got the Turbo 4MATIC badge. If the hood wasn't so hot right now, I'd pop it. But we're gonna go into the inside now, right? And I'm gonna show you all the goodies in here. First off, we got my license plate cover because we in New York and you know how we do, right, on our late night drives. But we got our lights and the vents on the floor, right, all up in here. You can't see it right now, but I'll show you videos at night. We got all of this is lights, right? We got the aftermarket Wolfbox camera, which, you know, is aftermarket, but it's really a great touch. I had this in my Altima. I'll probably get it when I get the Charger. You know, 20% tint, man. This is during the day. You can't really tell. We had the blue tint on the front, so there's actually 2 layers of 80%. I'll go out and show y'all real quick because I didn't really look at that real quick, but I'll show y'all what I was talking about. So the blue tint, man, that's just wicked, right? 2 layers of 80%, right? So we got that. What was I saying, bro? So now we're gonna go into our settings, bro, and I'll show y'all, right, all this car's got. So we go to apps. We got all these different, you know, weather, dash cam, right, camera, gallery, so you can see all your shit. You can play games on here, right? Your car can tell jokes. Hey Mercedes,
yes,
tell me a joke.
What is round and extremely violent?
I don't know.
A vicious circle.
Right, so we got that. Car tells you jokes. The car can adjust the temperature. I'm not gonna do it now because it's freaking hot in here.
I'm sorry, I can't set the temperature at the moment.
You can, but you're just choosing not to. Don't listen to her. The car will set the temperature. So we go over here, right? We got our phone, we got our radio. It'll come with satellite. I'm gonna turn that off because I'm not trying to get copyrighted. It'll come with satellite radio, FM, AM, XM, whatever. We go to store, right? Here we go. We go to store, right? I'll tell you all the extra things you can buy, right? Digital extras. So if you go to, you know, this is everything, bro. It has everything. You watch YouTube in here. You can watch YouTube in here, right? You can go to your AMG performance. It has all your settings, right? If you go, so I know I'm doing this fast, y'all. I'm trying to get everything. But if you go to, my favorite is comfort, right? You got your little driver's kinetics. It's not a massage seat. You can get massage seats. Mine didn't come with them. I think the ones that have the All-Falterbach thing here, they will massage you, because I test drove one and it massaged me and it was great. So we got these little kinetics. We got our ambient light, right? I got the AMG Patronus color right now because I'd be feeling that. Can't really see it right now because it's a lighter shade, but if we go here, I'll just remember 48, my favorite color, right? So we go here and you can kind of see the blue, right? Because it's a darker color. Red, right? You can see pink. So I'll go back to my favorite 48. Just memorize your color, and you know, you can go back to it. Multicolor has a ton of them, bro. I made a video on this earlier, but I'm gonna have to make another one because it's all the multicolors, bro. The way they change and float together, it's just insane, right? So this car, man, BMW doesn't have this shit, bro. Like, you know, I like my BMWs, bro. Don't get me wrong. I want to get a BMW. I want to get multiple BMWs in my lifetime. But Mercedes-Benz, bro, is the creme de la creme, bro, when it comes to the luxury interior and also driving performance at the same time. Because, like, you know, the BMW M4s, bro, not that far off from my Nissan Altima. I hate to say it. You know, and even the Dodge Charger. So there's levels to this. BMWs, I'll give it to them on the road, man. They're fast, they're easy to tune, and you know they handle well. But there's just a lot more to to Mercedes. So like I'll show you this, right? You're like, how do you open the sunroof? Well, you just tap this button right here, push it once, and that opens right up. So I'm gonna do it again to close it. Push it once, it goes right back to that. You just whoop, little, right? And then to close it, all you do is one more time, and you just go like that, right? To close the top, or to close the shade, whoop. Look at that. I need to get stars. I need to get stars for here. I need to get stars for here. I need to get stars. This whole, bro. Stars there. Stars there. I need them, bro. I need stars in here. But what do y'all think, man? Is the CLE 53 as awesome as you thought? Or do you still think BMW is better, man? Let me know. What's up, y'all? Just thought I'd come back and talk about the car a little bit, because you know, I don't know, I really just can't get over how amazing this car is, right? It's been about 8 months since I got this, and keep in mind, bro, like this is only my second car. So, you know, I drove a lot of different cars. Hey, look, we got Bumblebee. I drove a lot of different cars. Chill, bro. Shouldn't be doing that. I drove a lot of different cars before I got this, right? So you know, because, you know, I would say leading up to me getting this car for about 2.5, 3-ish years, I really wanted a Dodge Charger, believe it or not. My dad was just not having it. He was like, you're gonna kill yourself in that car. You're gonna kill yourself in that car. You get anything else. And yeah, man. But you know, I always wanted a Dodge Charger. You know, I drove Chargers, I drove Challengers, BMWs. You know, I drove Cybertrucks. I drove, you know, the Hummer EV. I drove so many cars, bro. But like, you know, it was a really great experience getting to test drive all of those different cars, right? So I was looking at, you know, because at first it was like, oh, you know, the M440i, then, you know, the M4, then, I hate this stuff, man.
I'm switching off the ventilation.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's hot as shit. Why? Okay, let's turn it back on. Yeah, this car just talks to me sometimes, and even when I'm talking, it just does some stuff on its own because it thinks I'm talking to it, but a little too helpful if you ask me sometimes. However, you know, like I was saying, you know, I drove a lot of these different cars, and, you know, it started out with the lower Beamers or whatever, and, like, you know, I was like, you know, I'll just look at the Mercedes, right? You know, I'll look at the C63 SE Performance, because I was like, you know, it's a 4-cylinder, you know, people don't really want to buy it, like, you know, but I was like, when I drove that thing, at the time, it was the most insane car I'd ever driven, which is pretty wild, right? 4-cylinder, whatever, people hated it, but, you know, I you know, me as a car guy, if there's potential, like I'll respect it. You know, I'll respect a car that has potential, even if most people dislike something, right? So that girl had a real bitch look on her face, by the way. I'm just gonna say, what was I gonna say? But yeah, man, like, you know, so I drove the C63 SE, and then I was like, you know,
what is your destination?
no, I was like, you know, why don't I'm looking at the M4. I already drove the M4. I was like, what's this coupe? What's this CLE? CLE? What's that? CLE 53? And I test drove it, man. And I was like, wow, this thing's louder than the C63. Costs, you know, it's more.
There is no music data available.
These Mercedes. I should really turn this off, but you know what?
I can't switch station.
Look at that caddy over there. That's kind of cool. But what do you call it? No, listen. You know, this was after 2 years of fine research that I found this car, and I'm glad I did, y'all. Like, this thing, there's multiple ways to drive this car. You know, there's multiple ways you can drive it. You know, would I say that, you know, for at least how I drive it, could just a beginner just get in this car? I would say no. But, you know, if you're just the kind of person who drives without paddle shifters, you drive in comfort or whatever, like, you know, this thing can be a very comfortable luxury car. And, you know, the other part of it is, if you really want to get on it, this thing can be a fucking track monster too. So, you know, that's my thing, is this thing is very versatile, and pretty much at any second you want it to, it can do whatever you want it to. And that's why I love this thing. There's so many different options. You know, you sport plus. What is this guy doing? I don't see that every day. What do you call it? Just waiting because there's a cop up here, I think. What was I saying? I'll be right back, guys. I gotta fucking concentrate on this. Back to what I was saying, guys. There's multiple ways you can drive this car. You know, we got Sport Plus, right? We got Sport.
This function
God, please. We got Sport. We got Sport Plus, right? We got Comfort. We got Individual, which you can change all your settings and customize it. And then we got Snow Mode, which reduces the power significantly. So it's easier for you to, you know, not make the tires spin on ice and snow. You know, but then Sport Plus, man, just really allows you to hear the car. And it's sick. You know, this is stock noises, bro. Like, I get it's kind of artificial, but I think that sounds, you know, I think it sounds good. I wish it was a little bit louder. You know what? But honestly, like, that's because I'm young and I'm a kid. Like, eventually I'm going to get older and, you know, I'm going to be like, you know what? This car's perfect. You know, I could, if I want something louder, I could get something louder. This car is so perfect, and it's so, like, you know, you spend money for this car. You don't want to, you know, modify something like this. You don't want to, you know, do shit. They design these cars to be optimal, like optimally efficient, right? From off the assembly line. So if you start tuning shit and you start messing with all the electrics,
that's not working at the moment.
Please, Mercedes. You start messing with all the electronics. You start messing.
Me,
Shut up.
That again?
If you start, you know, messing with everything, you know, you're gonna have problems with the car. And do you really want to have those kind of problems? You know, because you wanted to tune the car. Like, if you want to tune something and make something a custom, bro, do that with like a cheap BMW or like an older Mercedes, like a you know, don't do that with like a new car like this. Because dude, these things, this is a work of art, dude. You know, the amount of technical engineering that goes into something like this, you know, it's a spaceship, dude. Like, it's really a pleasure to drive this car, and I'm so happy that I have the privilege of owning this car, because I really, I can't see myself getting rid of it. I can't. If anything happens to this car, I'd be devastated. You know, just because, I don't know, man. Like, 25 years old, I've experienced a lot of stuff. You know, I've experienced how great things can be, and I've also experienced, you know, how crappy things can be. And, you know, being in situations where, you know, even the smallest thing feels like the biggest win. Having a car like this in my driveway and being able to drive this every single day is just such an astronomical, you know, achievement and blessing. So I really have to cherish it. And, you know, it's like, you know, that's why it's, you know, when you talk about greed, you know, I don't want to be greedy and talk about, oh, I need this mod, or I need that mod. Like, no, just enjoy the car for how it is. You know, like, that's me, honestly. I love this thing, man. It's been such a pleasure. The CLE, you know, I'm going to get some more videos on the lights and everything tonight. But I just wanted to share this with you guys, because this car, you know, when you talk about all the reviews and everything, no one really gets in depth. Like, oh, you know, they share the same thing. You know, they maybe take it for a drive. They don't really get on it. You know, like, this is...
no results for that.
This channel is where you're going to find all that stuff, okay? Especially for this car. So, if you like what you hear, stick around, because I'm going to come back with the lights and everything tonight. But, yeah. One of the coolest parts about having a Mercedes-Benz. You got the light show. Alright, interior lights, bro. Check that out. So I want to show you guys the coolest parts about the interior lighting on the Mercedes, right? When you're in red and you turn the temperature down, it turns blue, right? If you go here, hey Mercedes, turn the ambient lighting color to blue.
Okay, I'm changing the color.
Right, and we turn temperature out. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? So the car does these things, and these are things you don't ask it to do. It just does it. All right, BMW doesn't do that. All right, so we go here, and this is Red Moon. Red Moon, right? I'm gonna show y'all. Red Moon, man. I like me some Red Moon. Alright, we got Ocean Blue. We got another one of my favorites, Miami Rose. Right, Miami Rose. Moving on that a little bit. Alright, Miami Rose. And we got another one of my favorites, Malibu Sunset. Ooh, more like Miami Vice, bro. They got those two mixed up.
No results found.
We got Burning Blue. This is pretty cool. It's like a blue and yellow. Yeah, it is very cold in here.
I'm increasing the temp.
We got Venice Pink. This one's pretty cool. I gotta use this more. Venice Pink. We got Chrome Shine, which is pretty dope. Chrome Shine. We got Red Moon again. I showed y'all that already. We got Jungle Green. I like Jungle Green, man. This is like driving around in Florida late at night. Driving this, bro. This is tough. Jungle Green. I like that. You got Ultramarine, which is blue out the wazoo. It's pretty cool. We got Fresh Cyan. Pretty dope. Pretty dope, pretty dope. We got Racing Yellow. It's pretty cool. This one matches the this yellow one kind of matches that special CLE with the gray Magno and the yellow on the sides. We got Racing Orange for the last multicolor one. Pretty cool, man. I'm going to show you some of the monochrome colors just because I feel like being a cool guy showing y'all. Alright, it's blue. And it's like, it doesn't show up that well on camera when I'm zoomed out. But it's like, see, that's what it looks like. Like, this stuff is tough, bro. Interior lights. Mercedes nailed this one, bro. Any one of these colors you can stop. And there's a number for every single one of them. So like 48 was my favorite color. Stop at 48 and boom. So yeah, man, this car does everything. We love the CLE 53. We love the CLE 53. Thumbs up. I wish I had more hands so I can give it more thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, like, subscribe, follow me, comment. You already know. I'll catch y'all in the next one.